Welcome to Portlaoise, a town that's embracing sustainability, healthy living and a future on two wheels. In this video we'll be looking at the new cycling facilities around our town and how they're helping riders of all ages cycle safely and comfortably. To get more insight into the town's efforts to promote cycling, we spoke to Michele, the Green Schools Travel Officer for Portlaoise.
Hi Michele, can I ask you, why has Laois County Council invested in cycling and walking infrastructure?
Because Laois County Council is working on an initiative in Portlaoise, so it's called the Portlaoise Low Carbon Town Initiative, and we're trying to reduce the emissions coming from traffic. So that's one of the big steps of that. And so the more cycling infrastructure, the more walking infrastructure we have around the town, the more people will be likely to walk and cycle instead of using the private car.
It's interesting. What are the differences between a sustainable and unsustainable city?
So an unsustainable city is a city where there's lots of traffic, where it's very difficult for a pedestrian or a cyclist to navigate. So, like for example, some parts, maybe not so much now, but like some parts of Dublin would have been really difficult for people to cycle around and walk around. And so in Portlaoise we're trying to move towards a sustainable city where people can actually, navigate around the town, on foot or on their bikes, and in a safe manner. So, the whole point is that we're trying to avoid them being put off, from cycling or walking around town.
What do you think motivates people to cycle and walk places instead of driving?
I guess like that, if it's safe and if it's enjoyable. So for example, one of the nice things that is being done in Portlaoise, they're putting down a greenway. So it's a nice kind of a path around a park, through a park where people can walk, and there's lots of greenery, there's ducks, there's a small lake. And so that motivates people to walk. If you're going to have a nice walk, nice friendly, walk in the sunshine, you're going to be more likely to do it than if there's lots of traffic, lots of noise, like unpleasant environment. So yeah.
What do you think Portlaoise will look like in 2030?
So in 2030, that's 5 years down the road. Now, in fairness, like the county council has made an amazing work and changed the town in the last few years, like very, very rapidly. So I'm hoping that in 5 years, the town will be, a bit like a Dutch city where people are very comfortable cycling, from like any side of the town to any other side of the town. And and where people can walk around and actually, enjoy a stroll through the town as opposed to kind of driving through it very fast.
Is cycling and walking feasible in other Irish towns like Mountmellick and Edenderry?
So I think, you see examples in other parts of the world where they actually really change infrastructure and where they had towns with huge, very dense traffic, lots of cars, and they actually managed to turn it around. So I think it is feasible in Mountmellick and in Edenderry. The main thing, I think you have to have the support of the people, and people need to, be enthusiastic about it, because it is a big change moving away from the private car to, walking and cycling more. So,
thanks very much, Michele.
Thank you.
One of the most popular ways to get around Portlaoise is by using the Bolt e-bike sharing app. Our nearest available pickup point was Portlaoise train station, so we set out on foot to collect our bikes. When we first tried using the app, we found it a bit tricky to navigate. At first we weren't sure how to unlock the bikes. The interface seemed confusing and we didn't know how to find the nearest bike or how to pay for them properly. Despite the initial challenge, after some trial and error, we began to get the hang of it. With our daily pass purchase, we hit the road to check out everything Portlaoise had to offer. First up, let's talk about the town's cycling infrastructure. Portlaoise has invested in creating a network of well-designed cycle lanes, making it easier and safer for people to ride through town. Whether you're commuting to school, heading to work, or simply enjoying a leisurely ride, these lanes keep cyclists separate from traffic, helping to prevent accidents and encouraging more people to cycle. One of the best places to cycle in Portlaoise is the town park. The park features specially designed roundabouts, perfect for honing cycling skills and learning how to handle your bike safely in traffic situations. These practice roundabouts give cyclists a chance to get used to turning and signalling, making it a great place for both beginners and experienced riders to improve their confidence on the road. The park also has exercise machines scattered throughout, giving riders a chance to stop and stretch their muscles or even try a quick workout while enjoying the fresh air. The park's beautiful scenery is another reason why it's such a popular spot. With wide open spaces, lush greenery and peaceful paths, it's the perfect place to unwind and get active and enjoy nature. The ride back to the drop-off point turned out to be much easier than expected. Now, let's see how everyone fared.
Did you enjoy your first guided tour?
Yes, it was my first guided tour in Portlaoise. I enjoyed it immensely because you guys were amazing, so I have to say that. There was one a little bit unpredictable thing, is that we could not get bikes very close to the county council, so we had to walk all the way to the train station. Then we had to cycle on a part of the route that I had not planned cycling on. There was no traffic, thankfully, but that was a little bit stressful. And then we walked the bike where I didn't feel confident that we would cycle safely together. But on the route that I had planned, I think we had great fun, and so I would definitely do it again. Thanks.
Thank you. Rowan, how did you find setting up the app and getting access to the bikes?
It was a bit difficult. The UI and the app wasn't great, and my teacher tried to buy it for me because I didn't have a card, and it didn't go very well.
Thank you. Grace, as someone who's not used to cycling, how did you find it, and will you cycle more after this?
I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't have to use much of my energy, and I could go at my own pace, and the scenery was lovely, and I enjoyed the fresh air.
Thank you. Last but not least, how did you find using the app?
It was fine, I guess. Like everything when you're using technology, first time there's always a couple of teething problems, but we managed to overcome them, and then I'm sure if you had the app and were using the bikes regularly, it would be very easy. So yeah, I think going forward, if I was to use it again, I have everything set up so it would be really, really simple.
Thank you.
So, that's all from us here at Mountmellick and Edenderry Youthreach. Whether you're a student, commuter, or just someone looking to get more active, Portlaoise's cycling facilities makes it easier than ever to get on a bike and get moving.